Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Germany. Visitor today. So today I have for you, nein, nicht dahin. Excuse me for a moment. Today I have for you 2 finished objects, 2 works in progress, and lots of incoming. Oh, it's a little bit too bright, is it? Hey! Let's start with finished objects. Let's start with a cuddle. First of all, I finished my first Moorit Magazine Issue 2 project. I've shown it to you last time, and this time it's really finished. It fits me perfectly well. I can highly recommend this pattern. The designer is Ines Rogers, and all I would like to recommend to you is to use a yarn which is either the one she used or something similar, i.e. not superwash, because well, it's also my enormous, huge, loose gauge, but it gives quite a lot of way, the way I crochet. If you are a tight crocheter, then that's not an issue. But if you are like me and you have quite a lot of space in your crochet, then yeah, just use a non-superwash yarn that will keep it close together, or even a cotton yarn. I think a cotton yarn would really be great for this project because it is a summer project. So this is my first make, and I'm loving it. I think I will wear this with a white blouse or some similar sort of undergarment. And I'm already planning my next 2 projects from Moorit Magazine, but more about that in works in progress and in incoming. My second finished object or project is a knitted one, and I'm quite happy that I've made it before Mother's Day. It's finished. This is another Musselburgh Hat, and I held 2 strands of yarn together. One is with don't want to lie, I've still got plenty left because I used less than 1 ball of this and 1 ball of this one. This is all I needed for a medium-sized hat. So this is Lana Grossa Allora, which has cotton and virgin wool and alpaca. This is colorway 26. And this fluff here is Lana Grossa Cetasuri, which has 69% alpaca and 31% silk. So this is all you need for 1 Musselburgh hat. And as I said, I didn't even use all of it. I've got that much left from the Cetasuri, and even more so left of Aloha. I bought so much that I can actually make 3 or 4 more Musselburgh hats in this color. And I might make myself one because I really love the squishiness of this. And this is how it looks like on my head. I really love it. Really squishy. I don't go for the folded brim, so this length is really, really great for me. I don't need any folded brim for it. And yes, I will give this to my mother for Mother's Day next weekend. Second finished object. Let's put the finished one to that side so that I don't get mixed up. Now, Easter has been, but I realized that I didn't show you the stickers which I got from Trina. And I showed you the card, which was this one here. Thank you again, Trina. It still makes my day, as you can see. And I have a shelf where I put all the special cards on. So this will go there. And these are the stickers. Yeah, this is still incoming, but it's incoming past. So I just wanted to show you because I was talking about a gift, and this was a gift as well. So yes, I'm loving the stickers. And as you can see, I've already used 2. These were for the birthday cards for my, well, one is my godchild and her sister. So I call her my nieces, but they aren't really, but you know, family. Special stickers for special people. I started a while ago another shawl, which I didn't show you because it was my submission for Moorit Magazine Issue 4. And the messages went out and this one wasn't picked. I don't mind that, but it means that I can show you the design. And yeah, it's not finished yet. I'm working on it still. I'm using this very sparkly cotton yarn, which is vintage. It's called Diana, and I believe this is where is it made? Oh, it is actually made in Germany, but I don't know, the company doesn't say so. It just says home, so I think it's one of these yarns which you get at the supermarket. Yeah, it's 98 meters per 50 gram, and it has paillettes in it. I just stopped because the light was doing something funny with my half over my face. So yes, this is the yarn, and it used to cost 99 cents. As you can see, it has metal pellets in it. Paillette. I don't know how you say it. Sequences? Anyway, this is all I've got. So we will see how far I get with it. I'm making a simple shawl design, which is in the bead stitch. Once I'm done with this, I will seam it together to create a loop shawl. And yes, it's I will call this Viola, and if you're interested in this, I will make a short little design for it, like a pattern. Yeah, so if you're interested in this, I won't recommend the yarn though, because even though it's sparkly, the sequences are a little bit scratchy on, and if you are sensitive at the skin, then this might not be for you. I love the color though, and it goes well with the mood board for the designers was topic sweet shop or candy shop, and my favorite candy is called Viola, and it is actually in this color. So yeah, I will wear this in summer. It's cotton, it's lovely color, and yes, so this is one work in progress, and I'm thinking you can do also a cowl with it, even though, I mean, you could, my idea is, and I will try this and I will tell you later, so maybe the pattern will take a while, because I'm thinking about using like 3 or 4 strands of yarn together, your Advent minis for instance, and then you use a very large hook and you make a very puffy cowl. Very loose though, not too tight, the puff stitches. The bead stitch is basically a sideways puff stitch. But yes, so my idea is to make like an oversized cowl using lots of different colors together. So I'm keen on seeing how that goes. So that's my one work in progress. I'm using a 4mm hook with this. Remember that, Claudia? This is more for myself because I tend to move my hooks around. Now I've also got my corner to corner shawl. Let me show this to you first. I've worked a little bit on it, but not too much. It's grown a little. It's really soft because of this strand here. That's like braided. It drops air, so it is really soft, and it gives, even though I'm holding it double and it is quite a thick fabric, it gives it a nice drape, and I can already see myself wearing this. I'm using up everything I've got of these wool until one of that yarn runs out, and depending on the size, it's either going to be a huge triangular shawl or one of those wraps which will keep you warm when you watch TV, like Sanditon or Bridgerton. Now my next work in progress is living in a new bag. This bag is a canvas bag, and it is made by an artist in Belgium. I think it's all a mixed kind of affair today. I can't keep in one category, so it seems. So her website is TheBlueRabbitHouse.com, and she's also The Blue Rabbit House on Instagram and Facebook, and her name is Eva Verkouterin, and she lives in Belgium. That's the little card. It's a blue rabbit, obviously, the Blue Rabbit House. And she gave me, she's an illustrator. She has lots of products in her web shop. I ordered this on Etsy, and she sent me a card with it, and it's a blank card. So I'm keeping this for a giveaway sometime. So one of you will get this card. I think it's cute. It's a little hedgehog with some flowers on the head. So, as I was saying, this is a raven, and the inside is like a dark canvas, and this is the Blue Rabbit House etiquette, and yeah, I loved this bag when I saw it. I'm always for artist things. And what's inside here is another project from the Moorit Magazine Issue 2. This one is the Coventina, which is a design by Michelle Dora Das, and it's in waves since the the topic of Moorit 2 was clear waters. I think this is very appropriate. In Moorit 2, she made it in a pink color, but I really liked this color. It's dark blue, but not just that. It's with a little bit of red, which when you look at it from afar, it actually looks a bit violet. And it's Stylecraft Life DK. The colorway is, the shade is called Mixtures Blue Haze, which is very fitting. It is 75% premium acrylic and 25% wool, but I think therefore I can wash it by 40 degrees Celsius. I can even cool iron it, and I can cool tumble dry. And yes, so I chose this color. Can you see the little bit of reds in there, which makes it look like it changes its color, almost metallic. I really liked this color, and I think it will go well with the rest of what I have in my wardrobe. And I am not very far into it yet. I'm using a 5mm hook size because that's what the yarn calls for rather than the pattern. I don't actually remember what the pattern calls for. But to adjust it all, I'm actually going for a small size, not the second smallest size. I am not a small in my wardrobe. I'm rather an extra large, but so far I think it works out fine. This will be the size of the arms, and it is a boxy oversized cardigan, so I think this will be fine. And I marked here where the front is because it's a two pattern. No, it's a 2-row pattern repeat, and yes, since I'm using dark, it can be confusing where I am. Yeah, so this is what I'm working on at the moment. And that brings me to incoming. Not only did I buy the Stylecraft DK yarn, Stylecraft Life yarn, Life DK, I've also bought this yarn. And this yarn is really, really super soft. It's Drops Baby Alpaca Silk. It's a mix of baby alpaca and mulberry silk. Again, I really love this color. I think it's my color. And it calls for a 3.5mm needle. It's US size 4. Yes, I used this for my initial design for the Claigan shawl, but Alison from Moorit chose another yarn, which I will show you in a moment. But this works just as well if you are on a budget. It is a little bit different from the drape, but not too much. It's very close. It has a lovely sheen to it. But what I'm going to make with this is not another Claigan shawl, but I'm thinking Low Tide, which is also Moorit Magazine. Let me go and get it. Low Tide is an effortless short sleeve top utilizing a number of small details to maximum effect. The soft lilac color makes for a quiet backdrop which allows those details to sing. The circular yoke features a touch of lace and texture in the form of small repeating arrowheads. The filet style lace is embossed with contrasting three-dimensional stitches. A ribbed hem and cuffs make tidy finishing details. The original here is made in 100% linen, and I'm talking about this top here. So I can imagine making it in this one. Wouldn't it be? It's similar. This is a warmer color, but I think if it wouldn't be a little bit warmer for me, I would actually look quite pale. So yeah, I'm thinking about making this one here just a little bit longer because I don't like to expose my tummy. Yeah. So this is a project in planning, and I've got 11 balls of this yarn. It's actually quite cost effective, drops yarn. It's not outrageous, so you don't feel like you're working with precious yarn which you can't afford to use actually. So yeah, this is going to be either this top, or the idea came to me this morning. You know, I've showed you this book last time, and I'm also thinking I could do this one here with that yarn as my solid background color, as the green color, and the intarsia I could use this one here, which is a changing color slightly, so that would be great. Or even this one. I'm not sure, probably rather the first one. You see, this might be a great, although I think I stick with low tide. This is so beautiful. Too much color choices. Yes, let me show you another bag which I bought. This is from a maker called NesaliHandmade on Instagram, and she's based in Germany. Stich für Stich, ein Unikat für dich, which means stitch for stitch, a unique item for you. So this is the little bag. I bought this around Easter time, as you might have guessed, because it's a little bunny here on there. It's quite a small bag, I would say, for a sock size project or a small shawl. And I've got here the rests of my Aiteall jumper in it. I can't really say much, except that at the moment I'm on a patchwork journey. Still, I've got so many bags, I don't really need a new one. But for instance, I mean, yesterday I got a message. I'm on the newsletter from Faye Provenance Crafts, who is also Crochet Circle podcast, and she has just got new project bags, and you know the ones, the Harris Tweed Scottish canvas bags, which I really adore. I've got one in purple, and she said that she has new ones in the shop. So once I finish here, I will have a look at her new bags in the shop. Knowing my luck, they're all gone already by now. But yesterday I was actually sick in bed, so I couldn't do anything about it. Let's talk a little bit more about Moorit. Yes, because Alison sent me my complimentary issue here. So this was a little bit, the postman was a little bit reckless with it. So I exchanged the one which I already had, which I had paid for it. This will be my good one, and this will be my working issue. So what she also sent back to me are my samples. So for instance, the Wind Rose top. And I've got it right here. I would have worn it today, but it's not in my size. This is size medium. And yes, I'm not sure what to do with it. Either I have to lose weight or I will give it away to one of you lovely viewers. I had offered it to Alison, but I think she forgot that she was welcome to keep it for her shows. But now I have a medium size top. Or I give it to my sister. She's going to Italy in this autumn, so she might be wearing it as a top on the beach. Yeah, I'm still in love with this design. I know it's not for everyone. It is quite revealing. You have to wear something underneath, like a bikini or a bathing suit. Make it longer when it's a sundress. Yes, I saw that some people are already making it, and it thrills me to bits. What I would say is use DK yarn to make it stiff, otherwise the middle bits might become a little bit floppy. You have to be able to block it. And also I mentioned my loose gauge. If you can't meet my gauge, then I would say make one square, measure the square, and then measure your bust. And then with a little bit of positive ease, you just divide your bust size by the size of your square. And bear in mind that you are going to block the square. So block the square first, and then you know how many squares you need to get around. And you can calculate your own size with your own gauge. You don't have to meet my gauge. And you can make it as long as you want. And if you weigh one square, then you know how many squares you need for reaching your size. Then you also know how much yarn you need. Just add a bit of yarn for the straps, and the border, it doesn't need that much. The straps I'm actually quite proud of, because they don't have any stretch, because this is something I wanted to be sure of. For one, if you wear something underneath, they will hide the straps underneath. You don't have to walk around like people with 4 straps on the arms. That bothers me, that kind of thing. And the other thing is that they are lying flat on the skin, and they don't give in at all, if you're using cotton, that is, because you don't want to have a sagging top. So this is the Wind Rose top. Now, then we have my Claigan, and I'm so pleased. I saw one finished already from a maker, and I will put her name up here, and so you can have a look at it. It's really beautiful. She used a kind of marled wool, and she made it so that she can even like twist it and have a really snug cowl. And then there's Martha Mitchell. She is making another one. She makes a little bit wider, and she's using a gorgeous turquoise yarn. And I'm so thrilled that these ladies are making my pattern, my cowl, and they really make it their own. And that's what I love. As a designer, I believe that you're always nervous that people have problems with it. But it seems that they really don't, and it's lovely. And I can show you the original because I got it back as well. Here, This is the original Claigan, and you can see that it's really drapey. There's not like a stiff kind of neck, like you just had an accident and you need a brace for your neck. This is not the kind of cowl which this is. And that's because you don't use back post stitches. You are working your stitches into the third, I call it the third loop. And this is what you can find it if you hold your work and you have your usual 2 loops, 2 strands of yarn on the top. If you put it a little bit to the front, then you can see another one on the back, which is a little back bump if you have a half double crochet. And if you are having, half double crochet US terms, half treble in UK terms. And if you are working into a double crochet or treble in the UK, then you find this third as a little bit further down as a little bump. But this is the freedom of crochet. You could work into any strand of yarn on the back of your work. That will pull your line of stitches to the front. But unlike with the back post double crochet or treble, you don't make it stiff, you know? If you work around a post, this will stiffen the whole texture. And like this, you're still working quite loose. And it is really essential that you block your Claigan, because first, do I still have this here somewhere? No. I've made a sample in DK, and you can see that it's like a very lumpy affair. But once you block it, it changes completely. It opens up these little holes in the middle, and it's lovely, drapey. It's really beautiful. You can also use less stitches than I did. Then you have a closer cowl. But I really like this. And this is the summer wear as well. So you can use this you just fold it over like this. Or you can twist it around and make it a really tight one. You can use this different ways. If you are close to the Scottish Sea, then you might want to cover up your neck more, whatever. So I saw people making this as well, and as I said, it thrills me to bits. I'm really, really happy that it all worked so well. And now I can't wait for making more projects from Moorit 2, and I can't wait for Moorit 3, which is Cosmic, and Moorit 4, which is the Sweet Shop. And I fully support this magazine with all my heart. It's beautiful, and I'm not just saying this because I got the chance to be part of it in Moorit 2, but I'm just as much excited about Moorit 3 and Moorit 4, and fingers crossed all the other Moorits which will follow afterwards. Yes. And that's about it for today. I think I've talked too much already. As I said, I was a little bit sick yesterday with a migraine, and today the weather has changed a little. It's overcast, and I will just put on my cardigan and I will go for a little walk outside, and I will throw this little furry person out as well, because this is not his home. Oh, something else. I've been watching Sanditon season 2, and I am fully hooked. I And to be fair, I watched it from season 1 through to season 2. So I've watched all of the episodes. And I'm hooked. And Bridgerton. I watched Bridgerton again as well. It's just, I don't know what's about historical romances which are really so compelling. I tell you what, they bring us fodder for thought and for our romantic soul. And don't forget the Summer of Romance, Cal. You can pick one of these. I think many will choose some couple from Bridgerton, so I might take something from Sanditon, a couple from Sanditon. We will see. And a bit of a shout out. I would like to mention 3 podcasts which I started to watch, a while ago, in 2 cases, and a knitting podcast which I really found only recently. So the first is Naughty Crush, Makita Makes. She is a lovely soul. She's so positive and she has positive vibes, that's what I mean. And she is big in crochet and she will take part in the Summer of Romance, Cal, as well. She said that in her last episode, which I watched today, this morning actually, first thing this morning. And then there is Mariette. I mentioned her before as well. Yeah, I really enjoy her podcast. She recently had a live together with Jalene from the Lecker podcast and the Independence Crochet podcast. And I enjoy watching the 3 ladies together. And I think they will have another live sometime soon. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. And then there is really someone who will make you smile and feel positive about life. And it's a knitting podcast and it's called Ruth Likes to Knit. Ruth, I believe, lives in Devon, but she originally comes from Northern Ireland. And I love her accent. I love her positivity. Again, people which make me feel good about life. And she is religious, so like a Christian. She is a Christian and she doesn't hide it. So at the end of her podcast, she has a little bit of a section which goes out to those who are also Christian, but she doesn't mind. She lets you know that she's going to change her from her knitting podcast into the Christian section, so you can switch off and go on to the next podcast of your choice. But if you want to listen to her, then even as a non-Christian or like someone who, well, I'm not very religious, but I still enjoy listening to her stories. And I must say that mainly I enjoy her podcast for her bubbling personality, her positivity, and she just makes me smile. And yeah, so I will link her down below as well if you would like to have a look. I think she might be well known already to most of you. And that's about it for today. I still highly recommend to watch the Crochet Circle podcast. Obviously, Faye was one of the first people who made me want to have my own podcast, and she continues to be a very strong support and inspiration. And yeah, she's definitely one of a kind. So I would really be happy to see you join the Crochet Circle podcast fan group, which is the Crochet Clan. And we are going to have another Zoom meeting this month, I think in 2 weeks' time. It's always on a weekend. And just check out her Instagram. She will announce the next Zoom meeting, how to log in and when, and all the other things on her Instagram account, which is the Crochet Circle podcast. So, but now enough of that. I definitely need to go out and go for my walk before the rain starts. I hope you enjoyed this little episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. Thank you for all returning viewers. Thank you for all the new ones as well. I noticed that there are quite a lot of new ones. Please let me know down below in the comments what you're doing, what you're working on. Do you have a podcast as well? What are your favorite podcasts to watch? Send me a link. Talk about yourself. Introduce yourself. Ask me anything. That's a thought. You know what? Maybe there are quite a lot of new viewers, so maybe a Q&A might be an idea. If you have any questions about my podcast or about my personal life, I mean, I can always say, nope, I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, but let's have a Q&A sometime. So I will start collecting questions now. Please pop in your question down below and I will do my best to answer them next time. And with that, I will say have a lovely rest of the weekend. Today is the 1st of May, so it's a public holiday here, even though, I mean, yeah, that's a current discussion. Should, in other countries, if a public holiday falls on a Sunday, you actually get the Monday off, not here in Germany. And there's a discussion amongst the politicians here at the moment if we should have this as well. I wouldn't say no to an extra public holiday. Anyhow, have a lovely Sunday and enjoy your crochet, enjoy your knitting, enjoy whatever you're doing. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you for being here and spending time with me. Bye!